with its massed 3-regiment structure, was transformed into a unit with 5 smaller, hard-hitting, highly mobile battle groups, designed to fight on any kind of battlefield, atomic or conventional. Under him also, the Strategic Army Corps was born to provide a highly mobile force which could move out literally on a moment's notice to any trouble spot anywhere in the world. Taylor became known as the prophet of Army modernization. New weapons which would increase the soldier's effectiveness and at the same time lighten his load provided the incentive for a gigantic research program. Daring new techniques were experimented with. All research and experimentation had one aim: to keep the Army abreast of technology's advance, to adapt itself to changing conditions in a rapidly changing world. He traveled far and often to keep in close touch with the Army's activities. And by the end of his tenure, the modern Army was considerably different from the one which had fought in World War II. Upon his retirement, he addressed the Washington press corps of the country's leading newspapers, symbolizing that the entire country had come to regard him as a leader of first importance, and the Army he had led as a vital part of the fabric of the national life. The unprecedented attendance by the National Press Club demonstrated this condition. After Taylor came the man who occupies the office of Chief of Staff today, General Lyman L. Lemnitzer. In World War II, Lemnitzer served as General Eisenhower's Assistant Chief of Staff for plans and operations for the North African campaign, and later as Deputy Chief of Staff for Mark Clark's Fifth Army. In 1951 and 1952, he commanded the 7th Infantry Division in Korea during some of its roughest days. Later, he was Commander-in-Chief of the United Nations Command in the Far East, succeeding General Taylor in that post, too. His interest in children became something of a legend. He and Mrs. Lemnitzer contributed to the support of orphanages in the Far East, and he made close friends with the Korean people through his demonstration of sympathy and identity with their cause. He returned to the States in 1957 to take over the duties of Vice Chief of Staff. As General Taylor's chief assistant, he fully embraced the cause of Army modernization. To realize the capabilities inherent in land power, he has said, the Army must be fully modern in its weapons, its equipment, its organization, its doctrine, and its outlook. He has been active in furthering the Army's participation in the space age, climaxed when the Army's Explorer became the first rocket to successfully launch a satellite in orbit around the Earth. His taking over as Chief of Staff continues a tradition and a philosophy in the best interest of not only the Army, but the American people as well. For his has been a voice calling sober attention to one essential fact of life today, that if the nation prepares only for a possible atomic war, it does so at its peril. For in the wake of atomic deadlock, limited war launched by an aggressor becomes a deadly serious possibility. A military force, strong and flexible enough to fight and win any kind of war, is still the only factor in which the nation can put its trust. And in such an integrated force, the modern army in which General Lemnitzer and his predecessors believed and which they have worked to build is as essential as the hope for peace. Lemnitzer's is a voice, too, calling for unity. Under the conditions existing today, he has said, it is necessary for free nations to present to any aggressor the manifest ability and the clear determination to offer effective resistance to any attack which might be made upon us. Through the military capabilities of the armed forces of our nation, joined with those of our allies of the free world, we are working together to achieve and perfect the unity of our effort. Unity is vital today, in the words of the top soldier of the United States Army, because it is an indispensable prerequisite to the achievement of power for peace. The establishment and maintenance of the strength which will give the nation its best guarantee against the outbreak of war, he has said, is the goal to whose attainment your armed forces are dedicating their most earnest efforts.